AITA for telling my husband to grow a pair by you. Emergency drama 1. My husband and I have been together for 16 years, married for 11. He has always had a pretty low pain tolerance, though he won't admit it. Once he accidentally kneeled on one of our toddler's Hot Wheels cars, and it put him out of commission for the entire day, although nothing was broken or even bruised. I've become alarmed many times at his overreactive response to things like stubbing his toe or hitting his funny bone on something. He will literally moan and whine and shout out in pain over the most minor stuff. I always thought of it as a quirk of his, not too major to actually have a conversation about until yesterday. I have what my doctors believe is Crohn's disease, and I've been in the thick of a nasty flare-up for the last few days. It's an inflammatory bowel disease and causes diarrhea, vomit, etc. I was trying to take a nap for some, and by the way, the etc. is bile. I was trying to take a nap for some relief and had just gotten to sleep when I hear an actual scream from downstairs. I jump out of bed and find my husband clutching his hand. I asked what happened, and he told me he pinched his finger in the baby gate.
Oh my God.
I looked at it and it wasn't even red. No broken skin. Wow. Okay, that's a weird ad there. And the skin wasn't even broken. I told him. He woke me up with his scream and probably also woke up our son. And he said he couldn't help it. It just hurt so bad. I said, you know what else hurts? Shitting my brains out all morning and not being able to take a nap because you're being so loud over a minor mishap. He got really offended and said I wouldn't like it if I pinched my finger either. And I said, no, I sure wouldn't, but I also wouldn't scream my head off. I didn't even do that when I was giving birth to a 9-pound baby unmedicated. He said, well, your body was made to do that. I'm not made to get my finger stuck in a baby gate. This is when I rolled my eyes, told him to grow a pair, and went back upstairs to try and rest. Yes, I said it out of anger, but my husband is acting like I emasculated him horribly and insulted him to his very core and is barely speaking to me. I'm not in any hurry to apologize, especially since he didn't, for waking me up when I'm dealing pretty silently with objectively more pain than he was. AITA.
Oh my God, I hate this guy.
Really?
What a baby.
Oh my God, Sarah, I'm shocked. I'm a little upset to hear you say that.
You're shocked?
I'm shocked.
Why is that?
I have huge issues with this lady. I mean, look, what he messed up. There's no question about it. He made a mistake. He injured himself like a moron. You know, I see a lot of myself in this man. And then he screamed. Now, when you scream, this is not how that goes. You know what I should do right now? I should scream. Well, you're not really in that much pain. All right, I'm going to scream anyway. No, you just scream because you got your finger pinched in a baby gate.
Fine, but listen, I've injured myself in many a mishap. Like, I'm pretty clumsy. Screaming is kind of involuntary, but if I knew I woke someone up, I would just apologize instead of doubling down and being like, my body wasn't meant to get pinched between it. It's like, honestly, it kind of is meant for that. Like, you get hurt. You'll learn not to do it again.
Wow. But his body is resilient. I mean, it's ridiculous what he said. Of course. It's your body is not meant to pass a 9-pound baby. That's too big of a baby. Get it out early. It's safer. Don't you read the literature?
I get him because I've been in that situation where I've been in a lot of pain and people think I'm being a hypochondriac, but I'm not. And I can't explain it. I'm physically in the pain and no one wants to help. Or like my mom will be like, stop being a baby. I've given birth to 3 kids. And it's like, that doesn't mean your pain is any less painful. And then to top it off, to get your finger stuck, it's like really frustrating. Like, okay, I'm not solving the pain already, and now I'm in more pain. And I think he wanted her to be more sensitive. Like, I also am annoyed when everyone's like, well, like I pushed out babies. It's like, not everybody has to push out a baby either.
No.
I don't think it needs to become the pain Olympics, but like.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it also like.
Let me come for her. You came for him, Sarah. I'm coming for her. She won't even admit that, first of all, pinching pain is nothing like pooping pain. Those are on the other side of the planet. You know what I mean? I mean, pooping pain is burning pain and it aches, but like when you pinch, that shit is so sharp and you just need it to stop. I
mean, it's also like, so what I'm imagining is like, it's so like short of an instance. Like, okay, one time I have these like heavy doors because I live in a pre-war building. I pinched my like thumb in the door as I was closing it. It was excruciating pain, but like you scream in the moment and it's a short truncated scream and then it's like over. Like Absolutely. If I was screaming bloody murder for like 30 seconds, then that's, you know, a little bit out of hand.
Well, people scream. I think screaming is largely involuntary. If this guy has a screaming issue, fair enough. But I think what my issue with her is
screaming issue.
There's no way that he screamed involuntarily because he was in so much pain. And it's like, that to me is the gaslighting manipulation of this. And you are right. I agree with you. He absolutely should have said, babe, I'm so sorry. I injured myself. And she should have said, I'm sorry for being angry. Obviously, you didn't mean to do this. It's just unfortunate. And that's what happened. An unfortunate thing happened. It's their reaction that's so toxic because they're going to make this a capital case.
His reaction was involuntary. Hers, she's crabby. She's been shitting her brains out. She's trying to take a nap. Like, anyone should, first of all, like, she should get a little bit of leeway. And also, my other thing is, though, I think that by her, she's kind of suspecting that he's exaggerating, which we don't know is true. But by her, like, immediately rushing to his aid and, like, dropping everything every time this happens, it's only just encouraging this behavior. Like,
encouraging the involuntary reaction where he screamed when he injured himself?
If she thinks that he is being dramatic, which is kind of the undertone of this whole thing, then, like, you know, just let him figure it out and see what happens from there.
But what if that happened to her? Like, let's be honest. She said, oh, I pushed babies and I didn't even flinch. Like, what if we don't know if she was under heavy drugs and that's why?
First of all, there's no way she didn't even flinch.
There's no way she didn't flinch. I love, like, super moms. Like, I had 3 kids and, 10 surgeries. This is nothing. It's like, bitch, you know that you are in pain, or you screamed, or you yelled that you hated your husband in the moment. And hey, maybe he's resenting her for a lot of accumulations. Like, this is no big deal. This is no big deal. Like, I know I've been in situations where I'm like, I can't deal with someone telling me that my shit doesn't matter or my pain doesn't matter as much. Have you ever been in that situation?
That's so disrespectful.
Yeah. But I also get her situation where I'm trying to play Switzerland, where I agree with Sarah on this, where when you're hearing about someone else's pain and they're not doing anything about it, it's also annoying when you're enduring your own pain and you're not, you can't help yourself and you can't help that other person. But there's like a way to talk. There's a way to like come to a compromise. It seems like she's a little bit of a bully, no?
What I see here, and first of all, Sarah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, because at night, when this actually goes down, right, because this is in the middle of the night, do I blame her for being pissy after she's been shitting her brains out? Of course not. What I found alarming is that she's trying to profile this guy like he's got some kind of, he's insane. Right. That's what I see
that's
here.
What
she says, I've become alarmed many times at his overreactive response to things like stubbing his toe. So like the notion that you're dating someone who's so psychologically uncomplicated that they're going to put on a show every time they stub his toe. Like I've never met someone like that. I mean, that's a ridiculous personality. So like to me, that's her saying like what Chanel just said, which is like, your pain doesn't matter. Your pain doesn't count for me. And that's why I don't like that she says she won't apologize at the end.
I mean, I don't think, hopefully it won't be the thing that like, breaks up their marriage, but I don't know. It's kind of hard because it's like, okay, the tone that I was getting was like, he'll stub his toe and scream in pain for like minutes at a time and not just do like
cartoon.
What?
That's a cartoon. Scream for minutes, Sarah.
Okay, let's.
That's a cartoon.
Okay.
It's literally a Family Guy bit.
Okay,
bit where he's like. And he just clutches his knee for like 30 seconds.
Okay, but obviously if it's happening enough for her to take notice of it, like it is a little bit out of the norm.
Stubbing his toe, her example.
If his reaction was like completely in line with what we're all thinking a reaction, then like this wouldn't be a blip on the radar.
Stubbing your toe and hitting your funny bone are two excruciating examples. So she picked literally the worst examples. If she had said, accidentally touching a hot toaster, I'd be like, well, yeah, that's ridiculous.
And also, should he be silent? How much should he be silent about the pain? Should he not be dramatic? Like, I love when people are like dramatic or not dramatic. What is like? It's not like we're all actors. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I feel like this is like a weird thing to say about him. And it is true, by the way, and I know Sarah's going to get pissed at this, but science has said, I have read science, women have a higher pain tolerance than men.
No, I'm actually not mad about that because I say all the time that men have zero fortitude. So you may proceed.
Well, hold on.
Danny, maybe you can
hold on a second, Sarah.
Danny, maybe you can answer this. When men resent, like when she said he resented, like he might resent her. I feel like men resent more than women. Like you guys will hold things in and then like ghost us because you've had so many things you resented about us, but won't express it. Whereas women will express it and will get over it. We'll be more like forgiving.
I don't know if I'm ready to gender that one up. I do agree with you that it's a thing, though. We talk a lot on this pod about internalized unassertiveness. I don't know if these individuals are going to internalize this incident, but I mean, I think what they both need to say is sorry. They both owe each other an apology because what he did was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Even if it was involuntary, it was still really annoying. And what she did was blow up at him, which is understandable, but also not ideal. You know, Enza M says, YTA, your husband is being the same man he's been for almost 20 years. What, does Enza know this person? Is it annoying?
Says they've been together for 16 years.
So they round it up. Is it annoying he overreacts? Yes, but this was no secret when you married him. You have a right to be annoyed, but not surprised. After all these years, you're going to be a dick about it. Also, you're shocked that a man who screams at the top of his lungs when he pinches his finger also cries when you hurt his feelings.
Oh, man. Enza, a true comedian.
Wait, did he cry? She's joking.
No, he's definitely being like pouty is the gist that I'm getting.
I will do a little bit of man-hating, Sarah. The notion that she emasculated him, that's on him. Okay, there was nothing emasculatory about what happened. It's you can get your feelings hurt, but the notion that she emasculated, I mean, what? How is that emasculating?
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be like me, manly man, me have high pain tolerance. Like, chill out.
Tamara O writes, NTA, he can be in pain all he wants, but inside voices. There is zero reason to literally scream so loud that it woke her up. None, zero. He's an adult, learn some impulse control.
I mean, I agree, Danny, with what you're saying that, like, if you stub your toe and it really hurts, you probably aren't able to control it in the moment. What I'm stuck on is, like, okay, like, if I stub my toe and I'm like, fuck, or whatever, like, someone doesn't always immediately rush to my aid. Like, you can kind of judge, like, by the sounds that someone is making and the way that they're screaming, like, shit, are you in imminent danger, or did you just, like, have a little mishap?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, and that shows that there's a lot of love there. I mean, that is like an instinctual, maternal, caring response that she jumped to care for them. And she deserves credit for that.
Yeah, but if this is a pattern where she's getting now resentful that she's, like, having to sort of jump to his aid, then maybe she needs to stop doing that so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard because I don't know when this is exactly, but everyone is so cranky right now because of the corona times. This reads crank to me.
Yeah, I wonder if it wasn't during corona, if she would be as annoyed.
Well, it's very recent. I mean, yeah. So I'm assuming they're in the thick of it with all of us. So
and
it's like,
you're diarrhea-ing your brains out.
Which is the worst. Yeah. Megan L. Everyone sucks here. You don't know what another person's pain tolerance is. I think that's a really good thing that, don't tell people they're wrong about the pain they're in. I mean,
there's a way to talk about it. Yeah, exactly. Like,
there's a way to talk about it.
You don't know how much pain somebody's in or the reaction. Some people also, their chemicals in their brain, they react differently. Like, Sarah, I feel like you're not dramatic, so you would probably not scream because you're just the type of person, like, you're not gonna, like, it's face value with you. If something hurts, it hurts. If it's really painful, you'll go to the hospital. You're not going to drag people with you. For me, like, I feel like I've been called dramatic my whole life, but really I've suffered pain. So I'd have to, like, silence myself. So I guess I have compassion for him a little bit more. She, like, reminds me of my mom.
Wouldn't you also say that, like, if you pinched your finger in a baby gate and, like, you did feel such intense pain, like, would you maybe not start to think, like, maybe I should see someone about it?
Yes, yeah, that I agree with. That in that
someone
sense,
about what?
Yeah.
If every single, like, thing that you feel on the pain scale is, like, constantly a 10, then, like, I don't know, maybe you need to talk to a doctor.
I think that's ridiculous. Again, going back to the examples she chose, stubbing your toe or hitting your funny bone, those are two things that are known for being painful. I mean, this guy doesn't have an issue. He hurt his pinky on a baby gate.
Yeah, like, I've done that where it's, like, hurt really badly. I mean, I think I've screamed, but, like, I also think there's times I've been like, but like I said, if also, like, you're in pain in the rest of your body, which I know that feels like, and then something else, like getting your finger pinched, he's probably breaking down. That's what it really is about. And she's just not understanding, And also,
but he's not understanding either. Like,
he's not understanding either too, though. That's why I'm playing Switzerland in this. I do agree that he's not understanding. Like, she probably had pain that she wasn't allowed to express in years. She's probably like, now you know how it feels, I
mean, I just feel like he fucked up and he should say sorry because he woke her up. She was shitting her brains out. But, like, I just don't think this runs that deep. I feel like
It's
And
not
here's
that
what-
deep, which makes me wonder why he wouldn't, like, why he was like, oh, I pinched my finger. And she was like, hey, listen, I'm trying to nap. You know, I've been on the toilet all day. I don't see why he wouldn't immediately be like, oh, shit, you're right. I'm sorry. And no one's on Am I the Asshole? Nobody's on Reddit. Like,
Right.
he just dug his heels in even more, which seems unnecessary.
Yeah, it seems like she's also frustrated. Now I see the point where she seems frustrated, probably that
Well,
his
but
pain
Sarah,
is
the
always
way
grandiose, right? And her pain doesn't matter either. It's almost like they're both mad at each other. Yeah, they're both. There is no asshole.
Well, her pain is a regular thing. And I mean, look, who wants to talk about shitting their brains out? I don't tell my girlfriend when I shit my brains out. You know, I just clutch my booty and then suffer alone. There's no point. You know, I mean, fine, all of that's possible. But like, look at the story. I jump out of bed and find my husband clutching his hand. I asked what happened, and he told me he pinched his finger in the baby gate. I looked at it, and it, quote, wasn't even red, no broken skin. It's like, that's not how pain works, okay? I got my finger stuck in the refrigerator, and it was so painful. I didn't scream. I had a rare moment of manliness. There was no mark, and then 2 days later, a fat bruise appeared in the middle of my fingernail. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. She's trying to act like he didn't feel anything.
Yeah. I mean, I also think it's ironic that you're like, oh, you can't control your response to stubbing your toe, but I'm going to shit my brains out in silence.
Yeah.
It's like
And I know,
inconsistent. It's like, can we vocalize pain or not? What's cool?
Victoria D says, NTA, he emasculated himself. First, he's hysterical over a pinky squeeze, and now he's boo-hooing about your reaction to it after he woke you up with his dramatics. He sounds like a self-centered pussy, and his response about your body being made to birth that baby meds-free was stupid.
Yikes.
I mean, I agree. He shouldn't have said that, but I don't blame either of them for getting mad in the heat of the moment. Sarah B says, if his pain threshold is so low, did you ever stop to consider maybe he has a medical issue? Nope, because dun, you're the asshole. I'm not ready to go that far. Top Reddit comment, Snooty Poop Tootie, a variable writes, NTA, either he's using it as a way to get attention, most likely, or he needs to talk to his doctor about it. It is definitely not normal to have that low of a pain tolerance.
Yeah, that's where I agree with Sarah, where it is like me. When I was experiencing that, I realized I couldn't like talk to my parents or anybody else. No one's going to care anymore. I had to go to professionals to see what's up. There's obviously an underlying issue that I'm suffering from, like hitting my leg against the bedpost and I'm bruising, so easily, or, you know what I mean? So like, that's where they need to have more communication. It seems like they're both resentful of each other this is just like the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't think it's just about the pinching of the pinky and her diarrhea. I mean,
yeah,
there's more to the story.
Totally.
I think this is coronavirus crankiness. This is ridiculous.
And I like the corona crankiness. Yeah, it's a real thing, by the way. I'm going through. I don't know if you two are going through it. I'm going through it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're all going through it.
I think we may agree on this, surprisingly. AITA for telling my husband to grow a pair. I'm actually going no assholes here. I feel like everyone's still very heated, and a couple simple apologies and this can blow over.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why people are so scared to say sorry. It's like.
Yeah. I kind of want an update on this. I hope it blows over eventually.
No assholes here? We got it?
Sure, why not?